A hardcore rapper who celebrates sex, crime, and violence in his music is in a hospital tonight with AIDS. He says he has no idea how he got the fatal disease.
Hey everyone, it's the Vigilant Christian Mario, and you're here for another edition of Satanic Illuminati Blood Sacrifice Conspiracies Exposed. In today's video, I wanted to go over Eazy-E's sacrifice. This guy was killed, and it's obvious. In this video, I'm going to be showing you that no one is buying the story. His son thinks he was set up. Bone Thugs and Harmony thinks he was set up. Several of his closest friends think he's set up. No one is buying the official BS story that this guy died from AIDS. In this video, if you stick with me to the end, I'm going to show you without a shadow of a doubt that there was some serious foul play. There are even suspects in this particular conspiracy. And keep in mind, just because it's a conspiracy doesn't mean it's not true. It used to be a conspiracy back in the day that the government was listening to our phone calls and looking at our emails. We know now today that that quote-unquote conspiracy is fact. So just because it's a conspiracy today doesn't mean that it's not actually true. What we do is we take the evidence, we put it together, we use logic and reason, and we know that the government is lying to us, plus the media. We factor that all in and we make a decision and a perception on what actually occurred. And I truly do believe if you actually do that on this one, you're gonna see that this is set up. It's garbage, nonsense. He didn't die of AIDS. So let's get right into it. Now, I just did a video yesterday, and if you haven't seen that one, I'll leave it linked up for you on the NWA movie. And in this one, I talked about the fact, very interestingly enough, that what the white man had done here is actually find black people to sell out their own people. That's what NWA was. You see, the white man had a big problem here because black people were using art as a form to express their social struggles and to rise up, to fight the power. But the white man could not have that happen, so the white man needed to subvert the movement and turn it into a movement of gangster rap. So it went from conscious rap, which would have taken the black man to a higher level, and it turned and morphed into gangster rap. And what does gangster rap do? It continues to glorify evil and to keep people in jail. The black population is being poisoned by this satanic mind control, making them think that being a gangster and a thug is actually cool, when the old conscious rapper realized that that was ridiculous and we needed to rise up. So these brainwashed yuppies come and hit the scene, and people think they're successful. You see, this is how easy it is to deceive people, especially black people. And I'm sorry, all of a sudden some black guy gets success. You think that's success. You don't factor in the fact that, hey, maybe he sold out. Maybe that success and money and materialism and fame that he's been given has something to do with the fact that he's a sellout. You don't compute that, but that's actually what it is. But anyways, check that video out. I'm not going to take too much time. They're glorifying evil. The white man is laughing because it keeps the black population in jail, easily controllable, exactly what they wanted, because they were trying to fight the power and they had to oppress you. All right, so check that video out in the description section below. But today we need to look at Eazy-E's death because it's obvious. I'm going to do a video in the future clearly showing you that the AIDS virus was created by the government, the CIA, in a lab to, again, oppress black people. So we had a problem back in the day where black people were starting to rise up. So we had to poison them through the gangster rap mind control that is satanic through the NWA. But you know, no, that's not enough. We need to make sure that we're killing them, not only polluting their brains with garbage that's going to morph their minds to make them think that being a thug is cool and going out and shooting people, doing the very things that are going to keep them in the bondage that they currently are in. No, that's not enough. They have to take it a step further. They have to start killing them. And that's what it is. HIV was sent out by the elite to keep the blacks oppressed and to destroy the black population. Don't be deceived. I'm not going to take too much time, but stay tuned. I'm going to blow this one out of the water because there are doctors who don't buy the story. And in the description section, I'm going to leave you a link to a video from a doctor who has been studying AIDS and says it's impossible. This thing, every way we look at it, and he's not biased, he's just a researcher, he's just a doctor, he's researching this, and he's saying, any way you look at this, the way it seems is it was created in a lab. So that's in the description section, and half-hour teaching from a doctor on the BS HIV nonsense that was actually a genetically created AIDS virus. The AIDS Blunder with David Rancic, PhD, There you go, in the description section for you to check out. Now, why is it that they would kill Eazy-E? Well, he was having a lot of beef with his previous death row mates, record label mates, in particular, Dr. Dre. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play for you a clip of when Eazy-E went on Arsenio and talked about this beef. And then we're going to discuss it because this is very important to understand, to put all the pieces of the puzzle together. So check this out.
Let me see. First of all, I want to start off with those studio gangsters out there.
No, wait. What's the I just want to define it for Middle America. A studio gangster.
It's somebody that's not real. They go in the studio and all of a sudden become hard when they used to do dance music.
Okay.
You know, I'll tell you about it a little later.
Okay. Where do we go next? I had no idea that you make money off product from Dr. Dre and Snoop. Now, how did that work out?
Basically, I had Dre signed as exclusive producer and exclusive artist. So when Dre tried to make his deal over at Interscope, you know, I was included for the next 6 years. So you can say all you want to say. Basically, you could diss me all you want, but I'm going to get paid. Because that's why I say Dre Day is only Eazy's payday. And that's real.
All right. Wow, there's actually so much we need to break down there. I hope you were paying attention. So the first thing is that Eazy-E was dissing the daylights out of Dr. Dre, exposing him for the fake gangster that he is, calling him a studio gangster, and referring to him being a dancer back in the day. I don't know if you know this, but Dre used to be a dancer before he pretended to be a gangster. And I keep telling you, that's what the industry is full of. Frauds. There's no authenticity or integrity in the art at all. It's a bunch of fakes and frauds who take on identities, like Rick Ross, who takes on the identity and the name of a known drug dealer when he was a correction officer. These are studio gangsters, and they're being promoted by the industry, and the public is so brainwashed they keep buying into this. But anyways, could you imagine how Dre would have felt being dissed like this, being exposed? He tries so hard to create his fake gangster image that when a real gangster, Eazy was real. And I mean, that's not cool. It's not good to be a gangster, but this is the difference between real and fake gangster. He exposed him. That probably hurt him, hurt his little feelings, because he tries so hard to put on this facade that he's a thug in this, because in the warped, ridiculous world, they got people so brainwashed that that's what you have to do. Conscious rap has been destroyed, so if you sing about something positive or good, you don't get any play on the radios or anything, or you don't get promoted. But if you sing the gangsta garbage, well, then they get all behind you. So I mean, that's almost damaging to his career to be exposed by Eazy-E in that way. So yeah, so keep that in mind. Dr. Dre is not a happy camper. And even more so, Eazy-E is so gangster that he found a way to get a chunk of the money that Dr. Dre would get with his Interscope deal. I don't know if you know what Interscope is, but it's owned by this guy, Jimmy, the Illuminati kingpin, puppet holder, creep of the industry. And he selects his people, the black people that will willingly sell their people out, promoting glorified filth to keep the people imprisoned and in bondage so that they can never rise up. That's what he does. He looks for those people, and he found a great little puppet in fake studio gangster Dre, who would do anything. He's a fraud. Why not, right? But anyways, so notice that Eazy-E had found a way. How mad do you think he was? How mad do you think this guy was against Eazy-E for calling him and exposing him as a fake, fraudulent studio gangster, and also for getting a piece of the pie? Dr. Dre made a lot of money with his Interscope deal. Interscope signed Eminem, G-Unit, all these things. So that means he would have received 6% off all the stuff that Dre has done with Interscope. That's a lot of money. That's a motive to take someone out right there, especially if you're a corrupt entertainment sellout who's a fraud in the first place and really is just a soul that's just empty and needs Jesus. Well, let's see how mad he was. In this interview, he actually tells you.
I guess they didn't respect my talent, you know, so now they're suffering the consequences. Eazy-E, you're dropping like a brick, boy. See ya.
Okay, so that was a interview that was done with Dr. Dre, and notice he said, Eazy-E, you're dropping like a brick, boy. See ya. right? Now, is that a lot? Is that going to give us insight? Most people right there, oh, he's just beefing. You're taking this too far. Yeah, am I taking this too far? Let's continue. All right, now we're going to look at Suge Knight on Jimmy Kimmel, where he jokes about AIDS being used, pricking someone with AIDS as a way to kill someone. That it's the new thing that they're doing, gangsters. They used to pop gats and, you know, kill you that way, but that's gotten old. I mean, you get caught doing that. So now the new thing is getting someone with AIDS and picking their blood and picking someone else. And then he even jokes about Eazy-E. Watch this sick, twisted truth hidden in plain sight.
Fresh out of jail, I'll come to check you out, right?
Right.
Why the bulletproof vest?
Oh, it's not. Oh no, that's just it's
you
new style. You've been in the can for a while. This is what everybody. That's what all the talk show hosts are wearing.
This is a new thing, right?
Yeah.
See, if somebody gonna do something about it, see,
Right.
technology is so high, right?
Right.
So if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. So the kids, you don't want to go to jail forever, right? So
Right.
they got this new thing out there. People sell them all the time. They got this stuff they get blood from somebody with AIDS.
Yeah.
And then they shoot you with it.
Oh,
so
well,
the
that
death
seems
don't happen.
bad.
That's
Yeah.
a slow death.
Yeah. Yeah.
An Eazy-E thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh no. Okay.
Way to lighten the mood. Yeah.
Wow. Well, Suge's terror alert level just went from elevated to high.
Right. Okay, you think that's a joke? You really think that's a joke? No. That's exactly what happened. They had a disagreement with him. They wanted him out. He took their money and exposed them for being frauds. So they pricked him with a needle with AIDS and went on Jimmy Kimmel and laughed about it. Because that's the new way to kill people. You know, you used to blast them like they did Tupac with the gun. Why not just put a needle in them now? It's easier, like you said. You know, you get away with it a lot easier. Sick, twisted people. So now what I'm going to play for you is some interviews from Bone Thugs and Harmony who don't buy the official story at all. And you're going to hear about his son, Little Eazy, who doesn't believe the story either. He also is believing exactly what I'm telling you here in this video today, what the mainstream media and entertainment news will never, ever, ever tell you.
Interviewed Lil Eazy, Eazy-E's son. And we didn't really get into specifics, but essentially Lil Eazy feels that Eazy didn't really die of AIDS. Like if you look at his situation where like all the women around him didn't have AIDS, it came really suddenly and just killed him like right away. He feels that there was some sort of foul play, like he was injected with something or something like that. Do you guys get that feeling at all?
I mean, yeah, me personally, I do as well, because I mean, even to this day, none of his kids, none of his baby mamas, his mistresses, nobody has came up with HIV or nothing like that. So I mean, just rationally thinking, some had to go on.
Yeah, and it's just ironic because, you know, I know people can live with HIV for years and look normal and look healthy, but when you're about to die from AIDS, full-blown AIDS, you're gonna look like you're gonna die from AIDS. I've seen people that die from AIDS and they look like they have AIDS. Eazy didn't look like that at all when he passed away, at all.
So up until the time that he ended up in the hospital, he just looked like the healthy Eazy-E you saw on TV.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
The healthy dude still, because you know he was short, but he was stocky. You know what I'm saying? He looked the same.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I think Eazy's the only rapper to actually die from AIDS that I know of.
Yeah, definitely.
But we were scared. He died of AIDS. We didn't know if it was gonna be a chain reaction to things or what. You know what I mean? So we was trying to protect our careers. You know?
Allegedly died of AIDS.
Well, no, he did. I think
he
that's
died of AIDS.
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Allegedly.
You think it was something else?
This might be alleged.
Yeah.
The way he picked the shit up, but I ain't getting into that right now, Jay.
Oh.
I got my own theories. You know what I mean?
Me too.
But
What? I've never heard these theories before. I thought it was just
I mean, it was crazy though, because we was here in like December. We came here. We all didn't. This is the first time E bought us coats and all that. Like our really first time really in here with Eazy-E. So we went out. We went out that night. Niggas got a little sick out here with the weather change. Went back to hot LA. You know what I mean? So he went. He went in for the common cough for pneumonia, whatever it was, which was Friday. January. He had the common cold and pneumonia. Then February, diagnosed HIV positive. March, full-blown AIDS dead. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
happened kind of fast. Didn't it?
I was kind of thinking like, who the doctors did he go to? I think it was Jerry Heller's doctors that he went to, and he had just got fired. So I'm like, I don't know, but this don't even look
conspiracy.
You know
and then it's like you know, like you could. You know, we all seen people with full-blown AIDS, and when they're about to die, you know, they look like they have it and they're about to die. Now you can have HIV and you can still look healthy, you know what I'm saying? But,
and you don't even know you have it.
Right. Dude had full-blown AIDS and he looked like he
regular.
He was like still had his weight, still cocky, still looking like a regular dude, and it just came about all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, he was wrestling with Big Wish, you know what I'm saying, like going at it with Big Wish. So the dude was strong, cocky, man, really built like a little tank, you know what I mean? So you know, it's just theories, you know.
Did you read Jerry Heller's biography that he wrote, or autobiography?
Nah, I think I started it. I think I read a little piece of it. I don't remember though.
Yeah, I didn't read it. I read some of that as well. Well, sometimes people are HIV positive and then they get pneumonia, and that's what really.
Right. So after we did our due diligence and learned the whole AIDS thing, that could be possible, but
it's still a downhill process, though. You know what I mean? It's still got to be a downhill process. It just happened too fast for me.
Right.
They took
it's a conspiracy, like Mike, man. It's conspiracy.
Sometimes people feel like too, once you get diagnosed with something and then they start giving you the medication, that's when you really get sick.
Make it worse, like cancer.
That could be all in your brain too, you know what I'm saying? Like they tell you got the shit, now you so worried about it, you know what I mean? It started affecting you differently, but like I said, it's just
Alright, so there you have Bone Thugs and Harmony not buying the BS story for a second, letting you all know that there is no other way to even think about this. One of the things he said is just think rationally about this, and you're going to see what's up. Exactly. Think rationally. Now, they pointed out that, you know, none of the women that Eazy-E was with afterwards ended up getting AIDS. How is that possible? It happened suddenly. He died quickly with, you know, no changes in his body. He didn't seem to get weaker, none of that stuff. It just bing, bang, boom. He died, and they suspected foul play. And I just showed you the foul play. It was Suge Knight and the elite crew that runs the entertainment industry, working with their little sellouts, Jimmy Iovine, and the whole top of the pyramid. So that's exactly what happened. Dre's joking about him dropping like bricks. This is foul play because he ended up being a gangster and taking away 6% of their money. So yeah, no wonder. So yeah, there's a motive. The people around the victim don't buy the story at all. In fact, Eazy-E's protege, one of his closest friends, BG Knockout, had this to say: the way my big homie went out, he didn't deserve it. Try to say he died of AIDS, but Eazy was cold murdered. All right, so that's exactly what's going on. I'm going to keep just hammering you with more evidence here. We're going to listen to DJ Yella, who, again, will tell you a person who is close doesn't buy the official story. Check this out.
Yeah, do you think Eazy-E was injected with AIDS? I'm going to save that for the book. You're going to save that for the book. So, okay, so it might be a possibility. Because the thing, I mean, I won't go too much into it because I know you want to save it for the book, but it's crazy how dude went from being, you know, healthy to sick to passing away, like in what was it, like a month? What was the time frame?
I would say a few weeks, a couple of weeks. Yeah, he was in one hospital, then he went to another one. Yeah, within about 3 weeks he was gone. Oh yeah.
And prior to that, he was pretty well healthy?
What I seen of him, he was.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, nobody else got it.
Yeah, nobody. That's the thing. None of his kids. Any of the women. Any of the women.
Nobody.
That is crazy. I would like to say this. You know, I mean, if you have AIDS, it doesn't necessarily mean you will pass it on to people. Yeah. But for him not to pass it on to anybody, for none of the women not to get it, not to get it to any of the kids, it does look like a conspiracy to me.
All right, so that's one more individual who knew Eazy-E who doesn't buy the official story. And, well, there's another one I'd like to show you. Jerry Heller, First Fam Radio. Check this out.
Do I think that something fishy happened to Eazy? Absolutely. I don't believe for a second that someone that had as much money as we did and could afford, you know, whatever like Magic Johnson could, and who doesn't even test positive anymore, you know, I don't believe that he could have possibly died that quickly from
that disease,
from full-blown AIDS. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I can't believe it either
I
when I hear that.
I think that something went on there, and like I say, I have my own ideas about who was involved, but all I'm willing to say is this: I'm the only one that didn't profit from his past.
All right, so this case is pretty much closed if you can think rationally. I mean, come on. We have family members and people around him telling us that this is a joke. There was some foul play, and don't believe the mainstream media story on this. They're lying. You know, they say he died of AIDS, but that was a cold lie. He was cold murdered, says BJ Knockout, Eazy-E's homie and protege. His own son doesn't buy the story. Bone Thugs and Harmony don't buy it for a second. We see that there was a clear motive when he took 6% of the income that came from the Interscope deal. So we have motive, and yeah. Not only do we have that, if you still don't want to see the truth that there's a twisted satanic cult in Hollywood, and if you don't obey them and go along with them, they take you out. I'm going to show you the subliminal satanic messages that predicted Eazy-E's death. Now, I'm going to leave in the description section this video, Snoop Dogg House Party, and I just warn you, it's full of cussing and bad words, so just a heads up. But what you can examine in there is the hidden in plain sight hit that they're about to do. So it's a conversation Dr. Dre and Daz are having at this house party, and they're talking about the Eazy-E, the person who dissed them on TV. So who was dissing him on TV? I don't know. Oh wait, it was Eazy-E. Okay, so Eazy-E is that person that was dissing him on TV back in the day. And look what he says. Okay, I had to cut this all out, but Daz Dillinger starts calling these Eazy-E's group a bunch of names, and they happen to use HIV. And then they go, yo, Daz, easy come, easy bang. HIV, easy come, easy bang. 2 years before he contracted HIV. Easy come, easy bang, HIV. Okay? This all going on while this is taking place. Okay? Your eyes open here? Are you seeing this? Now we're going to move on to Ice Cube. Here he is doing his Freemasonic hand sign, by the way. When you see them doing that, that's a symbolism, so he's part of the secret society. And, well, death certificate. Interesting title, death certificate. All right, so MC Ren, Dr. Dre, and Yella, and he's talking about them, and he says, if they were smart as me, Eazy'd be hanging from a tree. And he's got his Masonic hand sign over that. And what album does he release later? Lethal Injection with a black and white Freemasonic colored logo? Lethal Injection, like the one Suge Knight joked about giving Eazy-E, that is the new way that gangsters are killing people because it doesn't make that much of a scene. I mean, pa, pa, compared to just, right? Little needle. Actually, that sound, there is no sound. But you know what I mean? So, right, Ice Cube, Lethal Injection. You guys knew what you were going to do. You do. And you sick, twisted people. You went to your executives, your little puppets at the top. Your little Iveen crew, the real Illuminati. Again, these are just little puppets, but they can always go to the top holders. By the way, Dr. Dre has been accused by Tupac, Suge Knight, and other of being a bisexual. Look at this. This is homosexual love right here. I'm not joking. This is my belief, and I'm 100% convinced that behind doors, they're engaging in homosexual sex. That's what it is. So because Dre wants to bend over the desk for the Interscope CEO, the Interscope CEO, who is a part of the secret society, will do anything for Dre afterwards, and that includes taking him out. So that's how it works. Like, these guys are the actual secret societies. These are their puppets, but they go cry to their masters and say, oh, I want him out. And then they bend over the desk and they get what they want. That's the reality. That's the twisted, sick, warped world that we live in today. So there you go, the truth hidden in plain sight. Don't buy into the mainstream media. They're constantly going to be trying to cover this story up. Their job is to work as the elite's disinformation agents to lead people astray. So do your own investigations when it comes to this and don't believe them. In the description section, I'm also going to leave my playlist for this entire series. I'm collecting so many of these because there are so many celebrity deaths that do not make any sense. And when you put it together like we did here today, it becomes obvious that there's some foul play going on. Thanks for taking the time. This is the Vigilant Christian saying God bless each and every one of you. As always, stay vigilant and fear no evil.